In ancient Sparta, if you ate in the morning, soldiers would publicly mock you. They'd call you weak, undisciplined, a slave to your own stomach. Modern science is proving they were right. A 2023 study from Cell Metabolism showed that people who compressed their eating into a sunset window lost 2.3 times more body fat than calorie counters eating the same food spread across 3 meals. But here's what's terrifying. There's a 4-hour danger zone in this method that can shut your metabolism down completely. I'll reveal exactly when that zone is, but first, you need to understand why this works at a cellular level, or you'll do it wrong. Let's go back 2,500 years. Ancient Greece. Olympic athletes, Spartan warriors, philosophers who lived into their 70s when average life expectancy was 35. Here's what your history teacher never mentioned. The Greeks had a word, ariston. It's often mistranslated as breakfast, but it actually meant the first food taken, and for most Greeks, that didn't happen until late afternoon or sunset. 1 meal. That's it. Herodotus, the father of history, wrote that the Persians mocked the Greeks for eating so little. The Persians ate 3 meals a day. And what happened? The Greeks destroyed them. Twice. Outnumbered but never outperformed. Now you're thinking, cool history, but what does this have to do with my belly fat? Everything. Because that eat breakfast to kickstart your metabolism line you've heard 1,000 times? It came from a 1944 marketing campaign by General Foods, the makers of Grape Nuts cereal. It was an ad, not science. Dr. Aaron Carroll at Indiana University published a systematic review in the BMJ in 2019. His conclusion: there is zero quality evidence that eating breakfast promotes weight loss. Breakfast eaters in his analysis consumed 260 more calories per day and were no leaner. But it gets worse. There's something happening inside your body every single morning between 6 and 11 a.m. that makes any food you eat during that window dramatically more fattening. And it has nothing to do with calories. Between 6 a.m. and roughly 11 a.m., your body is flooded with cortisol, your stress hormone. That's natural. It wakes you up. But here's what almost nobody understands. When cortisol is high and you eat, especially carbs, your insulin doesn't just spike. It overshoots. A 2021 study from the University of Bath found that morning insulin responses were 32% higher than identical meals eaten at 5 p.m. Same food. Same calories. 32% more fat storage just because of when you ate it. The Greeks didn't know about insulin, but their physicians, including Hippocrates himself, wrote about something they called the body's evening fire. The idea that the body cleanses and burns when the stomach rests, and that food should follow the day's labor, not start it. What Hippocrates was describing 2,400 years ago was autophagy. Auto, self. Phagine, to eat. Your body eating its own damaged cells, broken proteins, and stored fat for fuel. In 2016, Japanese biologist Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize for proving exactly how this works. When you fast for 14 to 16 hours or more, your cells start recycling their own waste. Fat deposits become fuel. Inflammation drops. And autophagy peaks in the late evening and early morning, between 10 p.m. and 6 a.m. So if you eat at sunset and stop, you ride the entire wave. But there is one zero-calorie substance that 73% of Americans consume every morning that shuts autophagy down completely. That zero-calorie autophagy killer? Artificial sweeteners. Diet sodas, sugar-free energy drinks, flavored water with sucralose. A 2020 study in Cell Reports found that artificial sweeteners, despite having 0 calories, trigger an insulin response. Your tongue tastes sweet, your brain signals sugar incoming, your pancreas releases insulin. And insulin, even a small spike, is the off switch for autophagy. You could fast 20 hours perfectly, eat a flawless sunset meal, but one Diet Coke at 10 m could slash your fat burning by nearly a quarter. The Greeks drank water during the day, nothing else. Black coffee and plain tea are fine, they actually enhance autophagy. But the moment you add cream, sugar, sweetener, or even collagen powder, you've broken it. Now here's why sunset specifically is the window, and not noon or 9 p.m. This is the part that ties everything together. Inside your liver, there are clock genes that regulate when your body processes fat versus when it stores it. Dr. Sachin Panda at the Salk Institute discovered in 2022 that your liver's metabolic activity peaks between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. That's when digestive enzymes are strongest. Insulin sensitivity is highest. Your body is primed to handle a large meal without storing excess fat. After 8 p.m., your liver shifts into maintenance mode. By midnight, it's deep in fat oxidation, burning stored fat for repair. So here's the protocol. Your eating window opens 2 hours before sunset, closes 1 hour after, about 3 hours total. Start with something acidic, vinegar-based salad, lemon water, fermented vegetables. This primes digestion and blunts glucose spikes. Then protein, 40 to 60 grams. Meat, fish, eggs, legumes. You're fasting most of the day. You need that anabolic signal. Then fats, olive oil, nuts, cheese. Slows digestion, keeps you full through the fast. Finally, carbs. Yes, carbs. A 2011 study in the journal Obesity found that people who ate carbs exclusively at dinner lost significantly more body fat than those who spread carbs throughout the day. Eating carbs at night is not the enemy. Eating them at the wrong time is. Now the critical warning. In the first 72 hours of this protocol, your electrolytes will drop. Your kidneys flush more water during fasting. With that water goes sodium, potassium, magnesium. That's what causes headaches, irritability, even heart palpitations. The fix is simple. Add a pinch of sea salt to your water 2 to 3 times during the day. The Greeks salted their food heavily. Their famous black broth, a Spartan staple of boiled pork, vinegar, and salt, was essentially a fasting recovery meal disguised as warrior food. And do not jump straight to 1 meal a day. Week 1. Skip breakfast, eat lunch and dinner. That's 16th down 8. Week 2. Push lunch later. Eat from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. Week 3. Compress to the sunset window. Your hunger hormones, ghrelin, fully recalibrate within 10 to 14 days. After 2 weeks, you won't feel hungry in the morning. That's not willpower. That's biology adapting. The Greeks trained fasted. Olympic athletes exercised 4 to 6 hours daily on empty stomachs. The word gymnasium comes from gymnos, naked. They trained with nothing on their bodies and nothing in their stomachs. You don't need to go that far. But moving while fasted, walking, bodyweight work, light resistance training, upregulates an enzyme called AMP that acts as a metabolic master switch. It increases fat oxidation and deepens autophagy, so the full pattern looks like this. Wake up, water, move your body, black coffee or tea if you want it. Continue fasting. As sunset approaches, eat your structured meal. Acid first, then protein, fats, carbs. Stop within 3 hours. Sleep. Repeat. You don't need a supplement. You don't need a $200 meal plan. You don't need to count a single calorie. You eat when your body is ready to eat, the way one of the greatest civilizations in history did for centuries. If this gave you value, subscribe. Next week, I'm covering the Roman eating pattern, opposite of the Greeks, and what it did to their health. You don't want to miss it. Comment sunset below and tell me, are you going to try this? For how many days? I'll check back in 2 weeks.